Next one is the metallic property. Okay. What is meant by metallic property? The metals always lose the electrons. So that we call it as a metallic property. So in a period, the metallic property of the elements decreases from left to right. Okay. So now as we know that, so the sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and the argon. So now in this case, so we are taking the third period. So sodium, magnesium, aluminum is metals. So when we are moving to that, the slowly the metals becomes a metalloid and it becomes the non-metals because because as the metals are always losing the electrons. So but once we are moving from left to right in the periodic table, so the element starts gaining the electron to complete the outermost shell. So the non-metallic character will come. The non-metallic character will come. Okay. So now here sodium, magnesium, aluminum are the metals. The silicon is the metalloid. So what is meant by metalloid? Because the transition from metals to the non-metals. So it will show the metals as well as the non-metals character. So that's why we call it as a metalloid. Then after silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. So those and all we call it as a non-metals. In a group, the metallic property of the elements increases from the top to bottom. So we are taking the group 6A, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and the lead. So actually the non-metals, so carbon is the non-metal, then it becomes a metalloid, then it becomes a metal. So when you are moving down the group, the metallic property increases. When you are moving from left to right in the period, the metallic property decreases. Then non-metallic property. Non-metallic property means how it is easy to gain the electrons. So anyway, as we know that the metals are always losing the electron. So in this case, so the non-metallic property increases from left to right because we know that all the non-metals are placed in the right hand side in the periodic table. Okay, so the metals and then metalloid and the non-metals. So slowly the non-metallic property increases from left to right in the periodic table. So this is the most non-metallic character. It will gain the electrons easily. So and it becomes easily the negative ions. That's why we call it as electronegative nature. In a group, the non-metallic property of the elements decreases from top to bottom. The same example. So we are taking the group 6A, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. So the carbon is the non-metal, silicon is a metalloid, germanium is a metalloid, tin metal, lead metal. So when you are moving down the group, the non-metallic character decreases. So when you are moving from left to right in the period, non-metallic character increases.